How's it going, guys, and welcome back to another video. It is a cold January day here in Bend, Oregon, and I'm currently loading up to go on an overnight truck camping trip with my friend Dylan. You can see his Tacoma behind me here. This is going to be one of the first times that I'm testing out my new overlanding build and camping setup that I built. There's a whole video build series on my channel, so if you're interested, go check that out. So really excited to just put it to use and get outside and go explore. We don't really have any spots in mind for where we're thinking of camping. Just gonna go out in the Deschutes National Forest, drive around in the snow, and see if we can find a spot to spend the night. So it should be pretty cold. We're looking at temperatures down around 0 degrees, maybe even dipping down into the negatives. We will see. There's also supposed to be a lot of fresh snow, so it should be an awesome trip. So we are going to get some gas now. Don't let all of the sun behind me fool you. It is supposed to start snowing here pretty hard this afternoon, and temperatures are supposed to start getting really cold. So this will be an interesting night. So here's the crazy part about Bend. If you look, it says the high today is going to be 41 degrees, but it's going to drop down to 5 degrees tonight. So the change in temperature from the high to the low is pretty crazy out here. So we got hammered with snow here in Bend. At least for this winter, it has been so dry. This was pretty much the first real snow we've had, and it's already like almost mid-January. We got like 7 or 8 inches here in town, and then today it's actually warmed up quite a bit. So everything is just super slushy right now. But it's supposed to start getting really cold here again the next couple of days, starting tonight. We're supposed to get a lot more snow, and yeah, the roads will be frozen and nasty again, but right now everything is just super wet. I know I haven't talked a lot about it on my channel, but I did move to Bend, Oregon at the end of 2023. There were a couple of reasons for it, but one of the biggest ones was just having close access to nature and trails and places to go camping and off-roading. That's one of the really cool parts about Bend is you can drive 15 or 20 minutes outside of the city and be way out in nature in the Deschutes National Forest. So that's where Dylan and I are headed tonight, out to the Deschutes National Forest to do some camping. Again, like only 15 or 20 minutes outside of Bend to get to some of these spots. It'll be a little slower today because once you get out in the deep snow, it just slows you down. But man, I just can't say enough about how awesome it is to have so many of these places so close by. So we were thinking of going down this trail here, but this snow is just so heavy right now. It's not that cold right now. Snow is just super wet, super heavy, and I think we're just gonna end up getting stuck a lot. So we might turn around and try and go back down a little lower where the snow is not quite as deep. So we were able to hop on a trail now that's down lower. The snow is not quite as deep, it's still really heavy, but we can drive through this, so now we're out on the trails, and yeah, just here's the fun part, just exploring.
I may be looking, but I'm not looking to settle down. I wanna go a little further out. I get afraid of getting stuck in where I stick around. I wanna go a little further out. I keep looking at the county map, and I'm aware of where I'm at, where I am. It's not so bad, but lately I've been feeling that my lily pad is steady when the water's flat. But out beyond this little pond, I see the ocean water waving back, and it's waving at me. I wanna go a little further out, so I go way out. I wanna go a little further out. Here I go. Nothing wrong with a cozy life, condo pool, a comfy ride, TV time on a Friday night, saving up for something nice. But over time, I found out I wanna find what's beyond this Babylon. I wanna know what's on the other side. Find out what it's like. Find out what it's like. Find out what it's like.
Alright, so I'm not sure exactly what time it is, probably 3, closing in on 4, and it's starting to snow now, and we are determined to find a spot to set up camp now. So we've been driving around a while. The snow is super deep, we got some clips, and it's really pretty out here, but it's starting to get late, and ideally we'd like to set up camp in the daylight and before it starts to get really cold. It's definitely dropping in temperature. That's what the weather forecast was too. So the mission now is to find a camp spot. Dylan got stuck in the ditch on this side, and then trying to pull him up, I kept slipping into the ditch on this side, but with his max tracks and the rope, we were able to get him out. Okay. You got both max tracks? Yeah. All right.
God, we're gonna have to like back all the way down.
I think so.
For a ways. I might try to turn around. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that.
I'm gonna back down.
Yeah.
I don't trust my KO2s.
Back down. I don't want to deal with that again.
So it is 4 o'clock right now. We were trying to go up this trail here, but The snow is very, very deep, like deeper than our knees here. I'm on 33s, KO2s. They're not the greatest in the snow. 33-inch tire too just makes it difficult. Anytime the snow gets deep, Dylan's on 35, so he's doing most of the work in this Tacoma, plowing the way for me, but I'm trying to find the spot now. Dylan is still seeing if he can make it up to the clearing, but we'll see. It's really deep, really heavy, and it's still continuing to snow. So we are headed back down. I'm in reverse because I do not want to try and turn around. And Dylan was able to turn around, but we're gonna go back to one of the spots we saw earlier and try and set up camp there. Okay, well, let's go back down to the valley then.
Sounds good.
All right, so this is where we found camp. Dylan is gonna park behind me so that he can set up his awning, and then we can both use it. So just a nice forested, flat spot with lots of snow. Dude, I was trying to, I was gonna come in behind you. Yeah. I went to put on the brakes, dude. I just started sliding, and that's why I went past you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was like on the brakes. Just.
I was wondering. I was like, why didn't you just drive by me? You want to come hold this bar for me?
Alright, so Dylan and I found the camp spot. You can see it behind me. It took us a while. We had to kind of come in the back way because this way here kind of leads to the main road, but it was so thick and heavy snow that we couldn't really get through it. So we went all the way around, started down lower, and kind of made our way up. And yeah, it's a sweet spot here in the Deschutes National Forest. Lots of snow. It's like almost knee deep in parts. So right now we're just setting up camp. Dylan has an awning that we have set up. I'll show you guys in a second. And just flattening out the snow, getting everything kind of set up and ready. And then we'll probably start making some dinner. And yeah, just hang out here for the night. I was telling you guys the snow was deep. I brought a yardstick with me to measure. Take a look at this.
Oh dang, it's like snowing.
Is it snowing?
Yeah, a little bit. Well, it's blowing out of the trees.
I think it's gonna actually start snowing in a bit.
Yeah.
We might wake up like covered.
I hope.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
All right, so as far as staying warm tonight, I have done some cold weather camping, but I think tonight, if it does get down to what the forecast says, will probably be the coldest night I've ever truck camped. So I went and picked up a Mr. Buddy Heater. I have never used one of these before, but I know they're super popular, so I bought that and a whole bunch of propane. Hopefully this will help to keep me warm because it's just gonna be a cold one. It's gonna be the first time I've used the stove. I haven't used it yet. Like any of this stuff, really. So this is the first time I'm cooking with this new setup. If you guys remember from the build, if you've watched the video, I have the stove positioned here, and then the last row of this drawer is all of the propane. So the idea is I can just keep the propane back here, not even have to move it, and be able to cook my food. I pre-made some gnocchi before coming out here today. So pretty much the plan is just to reheat it, and I'll have some pretty fresh and warm food. This is not fully done. I'm still gonna put some rubber on the top of this kind of false top here just to give it some more protection. But once that's done, then I'll kind of have a nice area to set a warm pot or food or whatever it might be. Okay. Dude, that's sick. What the hell?
Yeah. You can aim it wherever you need it.
Do you power that with With the goal 0?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything.
Everything, yeah. Dude, we're overlanders now.
Real time.
I swear, like, I don't know when we got here. 15, 20 minutes ago.
It was like actually warm.
Yeah, it was like 35.
Yeah.
And now it says 21.
Your thermometer?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's almost 15 degrees.
We are going to attempt to make a fire here to stay warm because it's about 5 o'clock and it's already like 18, 17 or 18 degrees out. And yeah, it's getting very cold. All right, so I brought a thermometer on this trip to check the temperatures on the outside and then one for the inside. And right now, if you look at this, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but we're about 15 degrees outside. And in the truck, we are 20 degrees. So once I turn the Mr. Heater Buddy on later tonight, we'll see how warm the inside of the Sequoia gets. Oh dude, definitely not. All right, so right now we're building the fire. Phil is building us a big wall to kind of keep the fire and the heat towards the trucks. And it is very, very cold outside. I swear, it's like, dude, we should put one of the thermometers like here.
Yeah. I might do this a little bit taller.
Taller? Yeah, like one more row?
Flatten it.
So temperature update, it's about 13 degrees right now. All right, so I gotta show you guys our setup because it is pretty dang cool. So if you watched any of the videos on my channel about the overland build, there's a full series showing the process of building these drawers. This is one of the first times I've camped with it, and it's been super awesome. The drawers are great. It's so amazing to have a place where I can cook food and dinner. Never had that with my old setup, so loving the setup so far. And then Dylan has got this awning that we have pulled out. He's got a light that's getting powered from his goal 0, so we have light. It's like 10 degrees or so on the thermometer, which I have on the outside of my Sequoia right now, and I swear it's like at least 5 or 10 degrees warmer in here with this kind of wall and fire. So that's kind of a look at our camping setup. It's about 8 o'clock. We're looking about 8 degrees right now. It started to snow and both of us are freezing, so we're gonna try and go to bed here quickly. But before I go to bed, I just kind of quickly want to show you guys my setup for how I'm trying to stay warm, sleeping in the back of my SUV on a night when it's probably going to get down to 0 or maybe even negative temperatures. So quickly, let's go take a look and then I'm going to bed. So right now I'm just warming up the truck. None of the windows roll down, and because I am going to be running a heater, I want to have ventilation in here. So trying to warm it up. Hopefully I can get these windows rolled down. But starting off, I have a 10 degree sleeping bag. I also have a big fuzzy blanket. That's going to help. I have gloves. I have electric hand warmers. I also have just a bunch of different layers. I'm pretty much dressed like I do when I go skiing right now. So a bunch of different layers to help me keep warm. Then the main thing, that's gonna be my main heating source. And again, I have never camped with any heating source, and the coldest I've camped in is about 15 degrees. Again, it's gonna be about 0 tonight, so it's gonna be a lot colder. It's just this Heater Buddy. It runs on propane. If you are using one of these camping in the back of your truck, make sure there's nothing in front of it. You don't want anything catching a fire. Make sure you have ventilation. That's why I'm waiting for the windows to warm up so I can roll them down. And then make sure you have a carbon monoxide detector. Those are the 3 things you really need to keep safe. So I have a thermometer on the inside of the Sequoia. It's about 13 or 14 degrees right now. That was before I turned the car on. So once I get this heater started running, I'll kind of show you guys as the temperature rises. Hopefully we can get it warmer in here so I'm not freezing all night. So I warmed up the car for about 15 minutes and we're looking at about 36 degrees on the inside. Now I'm going to turn on the Mr. Heater Buddy, see if I can get that running. I really don't even know how to use it. I've never used it before. Probably should have tested it, but we're gonna try turning that on now and see how hot it gets in here. I'm thinking I'm just gonna keep it on the low setting for tonight, test that out, and yeah, let's see how warm we can get. All right, well, we're on. It is a decently sized flame, so definitely don't want anything in front of it that could catch on fire. Now we have the Mr. Heater Buddy running, so I'm gonna let it sit for 15-20 minutes and we're gonna check the temperature. I just turned it on and right now we are at 35 degrees in here. It's been about maybe 15 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes with the Heater Buddy on. If you guys can see that, we are at, oh, it just went up again, 42. All right, well, good morning from the Chutes National Forest. It is about -3 or -4 degrees right now. Absolutely dumping snow, and we both survived the night, is I guess what you could say. I seriously do not think I would have made it throughout the entire night without this thing right here. It's still on, this Heater Buddy. I had this thing on the entire night. Originally I was kind of thinking that I would just heat up the back of the Sequoia and then turn it off, but I tried that at one point. I turned it off around 11 o'clock, and by about 11:30 it was right back down to about 20 degrees, 15 degrees in the back of the Sequoia here, and it was just absolutely freezing. So I ended up just running it all night. I went through about 2 propane tanks. I just literally put in my 3rd propane tank and started it now. So about 2 of those green Coleman propane tanks to run it throughout the entire night. That was from like 8 p.m. until 7 a.m. So because it is winter, the nights are pretty long out here. But huge thanks to this Heater Buddy. It's the only reason we were able to stay out here the entire night. Dylan has a diesel heater, so that keeps his truck really warm, but even still, it was a very cold night. We're not really planning to do anything this morning. It's starting to snow really hard, and like I said, it's -4 out, so neither of us really want to make breakfast or spend much time outside. So gonna try and start the Sequoia now. Dylan's truck started really slow, so we'll see how the Sequoia does, and then we're gonna pack up and head home. All right, moment of truth. Let's go. Dude, that was the slowest start I've ever had too. Oh my gosh. Guys, it is very cold and very snowy, but man, what a memorable trip this will be. So we're just trying to make it out now. Temperature update. It's -8. It is so cold out there, guys. Just trying to get home safe at this point. Alright, so we made it home. It was a kind of a sketchy drive back. My brakes were just so cold, they weren't working too well, but both of the rigs, the Tacoma and the Sequoia, made it back. That was I wouldn't say the most enjoyable trip, but definitely memorable. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. hopefully some more winter truck camping trips coming soon. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help me out. And I'll see you guys in the next one.